The Justice Department did not indict New York Attorney General Letitia James today. The earlier grand jury charges against her, bank fraud and making false statements, were voided on November 24th when the judge ruled that acting U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan was unlawfully appointed. The new case was presented to a grand jury in Norfolk, Virginia by different prosecutors. The failure to secure an indictment does not bar prosecutors from attempting to do so again. The white Illinois cop convicted of killing a black woman wants a new trial. Attorneys for former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson say he deserves a new trial because the court's denial of letting into evidence Anya Massey's state of mind and propensity for violence as among the reasons that presiding judge Ryan Cadigan should overturn the conviction. A jury convicted Grayson of second-degree murder by a 9-woman, 3-man Peoria County jury on October 29th. Grayson is scheduled to be sentenced on January 29th. He faces now 4 to 20 years in prison, though there's a possibility of probation. Grayson must serve half of any sentence imposed. Well, the leaders from the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda signed a peace treaty today. The two nations have been locked in conflict since the 1994 Rwanda civil war and Tutsi genocide. Tensions escalated again in 2021 when Congo accused Rwanda of backing a militia now controlling parts of the eastern Congo. The twice impeached, criminally convicted felon-in-chief Donald Trump calls the new agreement the Washington Accords. And a new report just released from the Kaiser Family Foundation shows black women are still facing the highest maternal death rates in America. Researchers say black mothers are more than 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. The report also shows black infants remain twice as likely to die before their first birthday. A crisis experts say is driven by inequities in healthcare access, biased treatment, and cuts to maternal health programs. Also, the University of Alabama is under fire tonight after suspending 2 student magazines, one highlighting black student life and another focused on women's voices. Officials point to new federal limits on DEI, but critics say the shutdown targets publications that give marginalized students a platform. Gabrielle Gunter, editor-in-chief of Alice magazine, says she was stunned the publication had just celebrated its 10th anniversary. When she asked how the magazine violated the new guidelines, she was told the university believes having a target audience of women is prohibited under federal rules. Well, Nina Simone's childhood home in Tyrone, North Carolina, long at risk of being lost, has now been fully restored. The 3-room house is where the musical legend first learned piano before becoming one of the most powerful voices in civil rights history. The restoration was led by the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund, which calls the home a sacred landmark. The newly restored home will be used for artist residencies and educational programs honoring Simone's legacy.